build. So we motivate our students to help us to build prototypes for our chip design. So we get chips from the libraries with our designs, and then the students combine them with the demo tag so that those chips run then in a standard reader environment instead of the chip tester, stuff like that. And we use them in, for instance, in prototyping of systems. So on one hand, we are developing new tags with crypto capability. On the other hand, other people, project partners, are working on applications using this tag, and they don't want to wait until these tags are ready. When it comes to personalization, these crypto tags, you have a certificate on it, you have a key on it, and you have a kind of complicated process to put this on the tag because there is no wires available. And you get a chip, a tag, which is newly produced. You don't know if it's working, and you have to configure it. So first you have to be sure that the configuring process works, and then to find out that the tag is working. So we implement this on the demo tag. Then we have the personalization procedure working, and then we try it with the real chips. They are also expensive. Typically we get 10, 15 samples from a production run. You don't want to try with those if your framework is working, because you can destroy a lot of them. We use them for reader developments. If we have tags with new features, demonstration of security holes is very important for us to get the awareness of people what they are really having there. Because if you tell them, normally they not believe. If you show them, they believe instantly. And we use them as a demonstrator. I have this demonstrator for NFC. NFC is near field communication, a system where your mobile phone can communicate with RFID tags basically here. I can show you then later. So our partners use them. BT, for instance, implemented a tag, a pseudonym scheme using these demo tags, where the tags just send pseudonyms, cryptographic, encrypted. Gisek and Devrien, so I don't know if Professor Finkenzeller is known here. He wrote the RFID handbook. They use it for prototyping and analysis of their new protection schemes in Gen 2. In the Bridge project, we use this platform as prototype, and even NXP uses this prototype as a demonstrator in some projects. Siemens produced or announced in a fair this spring like an RFID tag with asymmetric crypto capability. It's this tag, and we know that the researchers used our demo tag to convince their management to get this chip done. So it's like they used our demo tag, they coupled an FPGA on it, put their hardware design on it, showed that it's working, and then the management was convinced to produce this. So it's rather useful. What would be the next steps then? To make an FPGA version available. We have already a version in-house that you can connect a field programmable gate array to test, to prototype also hardware designs for tags. It's not yet in a stage where we can give it out, so it's not documented well. There's still bugs on it. But we want to make it available also for research partners and for others. We also want to provide a sensor interface because we are pretty convinced that sensors come together with security. Because your sensing wouldn't make a lot of sense if you're not able to protect it, because in most applications where you have attacks out there, you want to have some proof of data integrity, authentication and stuff like that. And maybe we want to have it passive. So the question is if there is possibility to align somehow with the WISP activity, WISP community. I'm not sure if we can do that. I don't know enough for the WISP platform, but I think that's a point to discuss. So that's it. I'm open for questions. I'm here then during lunch break, and I'm also here for dinner.
All right. Okay, do we have any questions? Oh, way in the corner.
Hi, Thomas Schmid, UCLA. How hard is it to go from a implementation of your demo tag onto the real deal hardware?
So this demo tag, that's an 8-bit microcontroller. It's basically impossible to take this implementation and put it directly on a tag, because there you will probably have a chip design. So But on the other hand, when you start chip design, you always have a reference implementation in software before. So what we do basically is we have the idea, we implement it in software, then we implement it in low-level software to know the performance, if it's worth to do hardware design, and then we do the hardware. So before the hardware decision is normally the software version available. That's the main difference, because the execution time might be very different on the prototyping platform and on the real hardware.
Your FPGA version is
for the FPGA version, it will be somehow usable if you're doing some synthesizable design, then it should be pretty easy.